How many eggs do you think this walleye is toting around? One of the biggest crappies ever iced in Minnesota. And the crankbait storage hack that's probably gonna ruin some relationships. We got that and more coming up right now in Target Walleye's Top 5 presented by Seafoam. Let's dive on in. So in honor of some folks finally getting back out on the water, sneaking out where rivers are opening up, let's go back to one of the biggest, fattest, most outrageous walleyes I've seen these past few years. It was caught by Brian Larson while fishing with Muddy Waters Guide Service on the Mississippi River, Pool 4. And this freak of nature was 29 inches long by a wow inch girth. Looks like it's literally ready to pop. And I don't care what you say about hold it out farther or whatever, that thing would still be 29 inches if he was holding it behind his back. That belly though. Equally as cool is that he released that fish so she could go drop the kids off at daycare. By the way, Pool 4 trips with Muddy Waters Guide Service have been completely booked for months in advance, despite the fact that he runs a 100% catch and release program in his boat. Why? Because fishing is about more than just filling the freezer. I mean, folks still play golf even though they don't eat the golf balls, right?
From a weird country called Lithuania.
Lithuania officially has the best ice fishermen in the entire world. For this year anyway. They just won the World Ice Fishing Championship a couple of weeks ago that was held all the way over in Mongolia. I literally don't think it could be farther away from the US. And the World Ice Fishing Championships are like something you've never seen before. It's a manual drill, ultra finesse deal. Oftentimes folks are fishing for stuff that's like the size of American bait. And even crazier to me is that they catch them on these little contraptions. Sometimes they're small enough that they can keep their extra rods right in their hat. Now, I don't understand any of the rules. It seems super complicated and technical. It'd be really interesting to pick the brains from people who have actually fished it to learn some of those technicalities. I mean, hey, maybe we pick the brains of some USA ice fishing team fellas because they took home silver medals this year despite literally fishing in a whole new world and doing stuff way out of their comfort zone. So big props, guys, for getting it done, bringing home some hardware, and coming back in one piece. Speaking of ice fishing, I've got to share a few pictures and a story of one of literally the biggest crappies ever iced in Minnesota, and Wyatt Williams just caught it last month. It was 3.5 pounds and 18.25 inches long, caught in the metro area of Minnesota. And yeah, that's 18.25 inches long with the mouth closed. No leaving it open and rounding up, and that thing would be a 20-inch crappie by most people's standards. So get this, that fish was 7.25 inches tall, and wild enough, Wyatt was fishing out of a 6-inch auger. That math doesn't add up very math-like. So he said his buddy Bobby held it under the ice while he grabbed an 8-inch auger, drilled right next to it, and passed the fish over to be brought above the ice. Can you imagine how nerve-wracking that would be? And I don't know what that secret bait is that he's blurring out there down below a split shot. I mean, what could that be? A fly of some sort? Whatever it is, whatever Wyatt's doing, clearly it's working. That's his third crappie over the 3-pound mark just these last couple ice seasons. And he said he's already working towards his goal of cracking a Minnesota 4-pounder. So good luck on your quest, man, and congrats on the crappie of an absolute lifetime. So unless you live way up there in America's hat, you get it, Canada.
Arrogant American, the whole world's metric. What's your problem, man? Your authority don't mean cheese up here.
Okay, settle down. Don't be coming for me, you Canadian folks. I support you. Anyways, where were we? Oh yeah, clearly this dude's ice season came to a screeching halt at Keyhole Reservoir. Not sure if that's in Colorado or Wyoming, but wherever it is,
You can't park here!
So the guy whose rig it was actually showed up in the comments under that original post, and he said, yep, I lived, because that was obviously a question when you see a picture like that. We're glad to hear that. And he's supposed to go get it with a barge in the next couple weeks. He followed it up with a little insight saying that he hit a bad spot in the ice, an area that had 14 inches of ice a couple weeks prior. Luckily, it was a nice day and only about 5 feet of water, and after everything settled down and he got to shore, he went back out, got the winch cable and remote, and winched it out, but it obviously wouldn't start, so there she sits. Yikes! I'm glad everyone was okay, and I guess good luck on the recovery mission, dude. Here's a pretty slick crankbait storage hack I saw shared on Facebook by a page called Good Karma Charters. It looks like it and sounds like it works pretty slick at keeping baits from tangling up. But you gotta be careful though, I gotta warn you. You might want to warn your significant other that you're gonna be playing around with this little hack before they go finding women's hair clips sprinkled all over the place.
Whose is this?
That wraps up this week's Top 5. A big shout out to Seafoam for keeping us running smooth and making this fun video series possible. Now, if you want more walleye and ice fishing related content like this, sign up for our free Target Walleye emails at targetwalleye.com, and I'll see you back in 7.